So the brand new iPhone 17 is finally here. And you know what that means? It's time to ask that one huge question every iPhone owner is thinking. Is this the year you should finally upgrade? Well, that's what we're here to find out.
Okay, let's just dive right in. Look, a new iPhone is always exciting, right? It's packed with new features, it's shiny, but deciding to move on from a phone that's as good as the iPhone 16, that's a tough call. So today we're going to break down every single major change to help you make that choice.
First things first, let's talk about the look and feel, because Apple has made some really big changes to the actual physical phone and, the screen you're going to be staring at all day.
Now, at a quick glance, you might think they look pretty similar, but there's a really important shift happening here. The standard iPhone 17 holds on to that familiar look we know, but the Pro model, its frame has been totally reimagined. We're talking refined curves, a new material. It really seems like this year, Apple cared just as much about how the phone feels in your hand as how it looks.
And then you have this, probably the biggest design story of the year, the iPhone 17 Air. I mean, look at that number, just 5.6 millimeters. That makes it the thinnest iPhone Apple has ever made. It actually breaks a record that was held for years by the classic iPhone 6. That's just an incredible piece of engineering, right there.
And you can't have a new iPhone without new colors, right? So for the Pro models, we're getting these two really rich, exclusive tones, cosmic orange and deep blue. And the standard models are getting a nice little refresh with some brand new pastel finishes.
The screen itself is getting a fantastic upgrade too. ProMotion, that's what gives you that super buttery smooth 120Hz scrolling, is coming to more of the models. But here's what really matters for day-to-day use. There's a new anti-reflective coating and a higher peak brightness. What does that mean for you? It means trying to see your screen in bright sunlight is going to be way, way easier.
But look, a great design is only half the story. We've got to look under the hood. Let's talk about performance, because this year, it's not just your standard speed bump. We are talking about a serious leap forward.
Yeah, a quick look at the spec sheet tells a pretty powerful story. We're not just getting the new A19 Pro chip. The RAM is jumping from 8 to 12 gigabytes. That is a huge deal for multitasking. And, for the very first time, they've put in a vapor chamber for cooling. That's some pretty advanced tech that means the phone can run at its absolute peak for way longer without getting hot.
So what does all that geeky tech talk actually mean for you? Well, it means everything just feels faster. Editing videos, rendering projects, it's going to be quicker. AI stuff happens almost instantly right on the device. And if you're a gamer, you are going to see smoother, more reliable performance even when you're in a really long session.
Apple also managed to pack in some really nice quality of life upgrades. We're getting bigger batteries in the Pro models, always a good thing. And finally, reverse wireless charging is here. So you can just pop your AirPods on the back of your phone and give them a quick little power boost, super convenient. Plus, there's a new Wi-Fi 7 chip, which means you're going to get faster, more stable connections at home. Okay, now let's get to what might just be the single biggest reason to upgrade this year, the camera. Seriously, Apple has made a massive leap forward here, and if you're into photos or video at all, you're going to want to pay attention.
All right, this is where things get a little bit wild. The main camera is still that 48-megapixel beast we know and love. But look at this. Now the telephoto lens on the Pro Max is also a 48-megapixel sensor. That one change to the hardware unlocks some absolutely incredible new powers.
And what does that new sensor get you? It gets you this, an incredible 8x optical zoom. Just think about that for a second. You're at a concert, a kid's soccer game, out in nature. You can get so much closer to the action without losing a single bit of quality. For a lot of people, this feature alone is a total game changer.
And for all you video creators out there, the Pro models now shoot in 8K. This is going to give you just an insane amount of detail and so much flexibility when you're cropping and editing later. It really puts a professional-grade tool right in your pocket.
But they didn't stop there. The front camera gets a big jump up to 24 megapixels, which means much sharper selfies and video calls. And there's a new dual video capture mode, which is awesome for creators who want to film with the front and back cameras at the exact same time.
Okay, wow. We have covered the new design, the massive performance boost, and that incredible new camera. So now it's time for the final, most important question of all. Should you actually go out and spend your money on this upgrade? Let's break it down.
So to make this super easy, let's use a little decision checklist. We'll figure out if you're in the camp that needs to upgrade, should upgrade, or if, you're probably better off just waiting another year. So who absolutely has to get this phone, like right now?
Well, you should upgrade if you fall into one of these categories. If that 8x telephoto zoom is a non-negotiable for your photos, if you're a content creator who will actually use 8K video, if you just fell in love with that ridiculously thin Air design, or if you're a power user who always needs the fastest, most powerful device available, then yeah, the iPhone 17 is definitely calling your name.
But let's be real for a second. The iPhone 16 is still an incredible phone. If yours is running just fine, if you barely ever touch the telephoto lens, and if you've never once thought to yourself, man, I wish my phone was faster, then you can absolutely, comfortably wait another year. No question.
So, at the end of the day, it all comes down to this. Are you going to stick with the tried and true powerhouse that is the iPhone 16? Or are you ready to jump into what really feels like the future of phone cameras and performance with the 17? The choice is yours.